Today's lesson is Lesson 18, Bugs in the Desert. Deserts are a unique environment that make up about 1/5 of the Earth's surface. These interesting ecosystems receive less than 20 inches of moisture each year. Most deserts are considered hot deserts, but there are some cold deserts in the world, as well as plants and animals that live in the desert are specially adapted to live in this dry environment. While rainforests are full of lush vegetation because of the abundant rainfall, deserts are known for their sandy soil and occasional stunted dry brush and cacti. Another notable contrast to the rainforest biome we learned about earlier is the lack of animal diversity in a desert. Due to the harsh living conditions, only animals that are uniquely designed for desert living will survive here. You also won't find many large animal species in a desert because typically the bigger an animal is, the more water it needs, and water is quite scarce in a desert. Scorpions. Camels, sand dunes, tumbleweeds, and scorpions are perhaps some of the first things you think of when you hear the word desert. Scorpions are often featured as the bad guy in stories, much like bats or weasels. Its uniquely terrifying appearance, combined with its stinger full of venom, have inspired storytellers to cast it as the villain for centuries. Like many desert animals, scorpions have significant defense strategies to help them survive in this harsh environment. When most people think of the acronids, they think of spiders. But you have already learned that not all acronids are spiders. Ticks and mites fall into that category, and scorpions do too. Although most scorpions make their homes in desert places, some are known to live in less harsh habitats as well. They can be found on every major landmass in the world except for snow-covered Greenland and Antarctica. Although they cannot survive the extreme cold of northern Canada, Alaska, or northern European winters, they can be found in the southern part of these regions, where winter temperatures are more palatable. Scorpions are excellent predators. Their quick legs and pedipalps equipped with pincers make catching prey simple. Small prey are easily caught and held by the pincers, while this unique mouth parts called coelosaurs chew their prey. Unlike many acronids that inject their prey with digestive fluids, some scorpions release digestive fluids as they chew their meal. The liquefied meal is then sucked into their stomach to provide much-needed nourishment. Once the scorpion has eaten everything that can be digested from the carcass of their prey, they leave behind a ball of parts that are not digestible. Most scorpions like to snack on insects as well as acronids, but they have been known to eat other creatures like snails, snakes, and even rodents and lizards. They commonly wait for their prey, still and patient, until it arrives within striking distance. They only use their stinger and venom if the creature they capture is too large to subdue with their pincers, or if it is hard to hold on to. Scorpion's venom is feared around the world. It is thought of as dangerous and sometimes deadly. The truth is, only about 25 out of the 1,500 species of scorpions around the world have venom that is deadly to humans. While the remaining species have the ability to sting, the pain varies in intensity from species to species. Most people fully recover from a scorpion sting within hours or a few days. Scorpion stings that are poisonous to humans may result in heart issues, paralyzation, and convulsions that are quite intense. Modern medicine has developed antivenom for the toxins that many of these particularly lethal species produce, and death is rare if the antivenom is available and given in good time. Scorpions gain the ability to glow under black lights when they are fully grown. making them easy to study at night when they are most active. One of the deadliest scorpions is called the deathstalker scorpion, and it is found primarily in the Middle East and North Africa. Although this scorpion is dangerous to humans, its venom is being used to research treatments for many different medical conditions, including brain cancer. Within the venom of the deathstalker, there's a molecule that is designed to transport the deadly venom into the brain of the prey. Oncologists began to wonder if it could help transport fluorescent dye. Sorry, hold on. To areas of the brain where tumors were present, helping illuminate the area for surgeons. Dr. Jim Olson discovered that this idea worked in lab rats and began pushing for more funding to see if it was a viable solution for human brain tumors. More than 10 years after the initial idea of tumor paint for the brain, a clinical trial involving pediatric brain tumor surgery began at Seattle's Children's Hospital. It might sound a little bit like science fiction, but using scorpion venom as a way to light up tumors to assist surgeons as they work to save the lives is a revolutionary idea. Scorpions have a unique reproductive process. Unlike most acronids, the female scorpion carries fertilized eggs in her body until they are ready to be born. She then gives birth to live young in a litter that can number anywhere from 1 to 100. Young scorpions initially crawl up onto their mother's back once they are born to ensure their safety. They use up their food reserves while on their mother's back for a period that can last as long as 50 days for some species. Once these creatures molt for the first time, they leave their mother and are able to survive on their own until maturity, when they find their own mate. Golden orb weaver. These formidable spiders are found in many warm regions of the world. Some have gray or even plum-colored bodies with legs marked by yellow bands. The many species are specially adapted to weaving circular webs to catch their prey. Golden orb weavers live in a variety of settings. They inhabit not only dry desert regions, but they also found in forests and even coastal mangrove habitats around the world. Like most orb-weaving spiders, these creatures are not anxious to bite humans. They much prefer to save their venom for prey that they can snack on. Golden orb weavers like to dine on anything that is stuck in their web. The most frequently captured prey are things like flies, locusts, beetles, and moths. If the web happens to trap a bat or a small bird, the spider will gladly do the work of wrapping them in silk and then sucking the nutrition out of them. Some creatures like to hunt these spiders, including birds and some wasps. Sneaky wasps land on the web of an unsuspecting spider and make it vibrate, so the spider thinks there's an insect caught and ready to be eaten. When the spider gets to the wasp, it is swept away to be stored as food for the young wasp. If you don't love acronids, this probably isn't your favorite lesson, but if you're fascinated by all the things eight-legged keep on reading, you are about to learn all about some of the largest spiders in the world. Tarantulas, the largest spider in the world, is the Goliath bird eater, which can have a leg span of up to 12 inches. There is another type of spider that can grow to be the same length, but the Goliath bird eater is heavier than its rival, so it is known as the largest spider. Tarantulas are found in many hot locations around the world. The largest species of tarantula, however, lives in the rainforest, not the desert. Unlike many of the creatures that we have learned about in this unit that live strictly in the wild, tarantulas are frequently kept as pets. Tarantulas are known for their hairy bodies and legs. The venom of a tarantula is not dangerous to people. Tarantulas only spin webs for the purpose of finding and securing a mate, not to trap prey. They are not nocturnal. hunting insects, mice, or amphibians at night. They are nocturnal. I don't know if I said they are not nocturnal. They are nocturnal. Tarantulas can live up to 12 years if they are male. The females can live twice as long or even longer under the right conditions. The primary enemy is a wasp that can paralyze the spider and lay eggs on its body, providing food for the newly hatched larvae. Other predators include lizards, coyotes, foxes, snakes, and even some birds. Tarantulas can sometimes replace not only legs they have lost during a molt, but also their internal organs. Tarantulas, scorpions, and some other spiders are equipped with book lungs. These organs are used to supply the creatures with air. They are called book lungs because they resemble the pages of a book. A book lung consists of thin plates that have high concentration of blood. The structure of book lungs provides a large surface area to absorb oxygen and release carbon dioxide, which happens through a small slit in the exoskeleton. In this way, these creatures are uniquely supplied with the life-giving oxygen from the air around them. Scorpions have 4 pair of book lungs, while a species of spiders who breathe in this way generally have up to 2. The desert can be a difficult place to live if you don't know how to survive there. God has supplied these creatures with all they need to supply the dry conditions and harsh climate that result from a lack of rain. It is not recommended to head off into the desert by yourself, especially if you are not familiar with desert survival. But if you have ever had the opportunity to explore the desert and all the creatures there with an experienced guide, you should go for it. The desert is such an amazing ecosystem to discover, with unique and crazy creatures just waiting to be noticed. And that completes our lesson 18 for today.